Okay, as the first topic of the intermediate version, why is Kiki wearing such a huge ribbon? Well, it's going to be really long today. You've been warned. Let's start. Here you go. This is an image on the brochure of Kiki's delivery service when it was first released, and this is a quite popular image of the film. It's bright and gives an impression of a wonderful fantasy film. Toshio Suzuki praised it as only Miyazaki can draw this. I mean, look at the bottom. The scenery of a town at the bottom is from a bird's eye view, but a perspective view over here. This transition between views, that's what Suzuki is boasting about. Actually, that's not quite true. Miyazaki can pull this off because he's an animator. A single image in which the background perspective changes as the camera pans. So this isn't extraordinary for them. Maybe it's difficult for most illustrators. But you see, a bright and clear image is not on Ghibli's website. The image of Kiki's delivery service you see in Ghibli's official webpage is... Huh? Where is it? I guess I forgot to bring it. Well, it's this image. Can I have a close-up image? A little adjustment. Okay. This is the Ghibli's official image of Kiki's delivery service. This dark tone. This dark image depicts a girl who looks like she's completely overwhelmed with anxiety. Today I want to talk about why Ghibli chose this as the official image. So the official image of the film varies for people depending on when they saw it. Ghibli decided to go with this and has never changed it. Back then, the bright image was actually everywhere. Okay. Let's start from this scene. The opening scene, when Kiki makes her entrance. She's not dressed in black yet. She wears black on the day of her departure. So wearing black is a symbol of her becoming a witch. She's now a witch, and she will be wearing black for the rest of her life. The original book says why she wears black. It's the tradition from the time of witch hunt. People thought that witches did bad things, and witches wanted to tell people they wouldn't. So they wore black to show that they actually lived quite a humble life. This is what Kokiri, Kiki's mom, told her daughter in the beginning of the story. But Miyazaki abandoned this setting in the original book. Miyazaki's version of the reason for wearing black is because it's the shabbiest look, perfect for training. He claims that people under training should be in the shabbiest look. This, The Art of Kiki's Delivery Service. It's a book with artworks of Kiki's delivery service. He repeatedly refers to it on page 56. He explains why the story is about one summer. What I mean by one summer is that the original version of Kiki's delivery service is about one whole year. This year-long story, the animated film version, condensed it into the start to the end of one summer. The reason is related to the black outfit. It's summer, and the town is packed with summer holiday makers. So everybody's dressed nice and colorful. In this town, and in summer, the protagonist wears black. How miserable is that? So wearing black in the town in summer, that's what Miyazaki wanted the protagonist to go through. But if that's true, it doesn't make sense that she doesn't take off this red, huge ribbon in the opening scene. You see this scene? It's Kiki and her mom changing Kiki's clothes. Well, the ribbon wasn't supposed to be this big according to the initial setting. Actually, Kiki was first designed to have long hair. Why she wears the ribbon in the first place is because of this initial long hair design. Design candidates. Drawn by various animators for the anime adaptation of the book Kiki's Delivery Service. Kiki in the upper left has long hair. But it's difficult to animate the hair of a long-haired girl appearing in a film. Especially in Kiki's Delivery Service with many action scenes, it takes more effort to draw her hair. Active characters tend to have shorter hair, like Heidi, Girl of the Alps. They made a big decision to design her with shorter hair to make her active. Flying scenes would be so difficult with long hair. So, version 2 has long hair, which is tied with a ribbon only when she flies. This is version 2. She has long hair and wears the ribbon only when she flies. But in version 3, here in the lower left, the hairstyle takes a sharp transition to pigtails. It's difficult to make her move when her long hair is tied with the ribbon, so why not make her have pigtails? And version 4. If drawing the movement is the problem, let's make her hair short. If so, she doesn't need the ribbon anymore, so here she simply wears hair ties. Then they were like, perhaps she doesn't even need ribbons, nor hair ties. But the final version, as you saw earlier, Kiki has the ribbon on her head, which is even larger than her face. This is how this long hair transitioned to the final short hairstyle. Okay. Here you go. This ribbon is... Sorry, it's shimmering again. She is just wearing it for fashion. Kiki has this melancholic look, and the melancholy comes from this huge ribbon on her head, trying to push her under and crush her. This episode goes way back to the planning phase. Well, actually, Miyazaki did not find this original story of Kiki's Delivery Service very impressive. He did not plan to do this. An advertising firm wanted him to do it. This is written in Toshio Suzuki's book, Genius Thought, on page 78. From now on, okay, long time no see. Cowboy will do the honor of portraying Hayao Miyazaki. He will occasionally appear to help you understand more about Miyazaki's personality. To begin with, when the production of Kiki began, he was in the midst of making Totoro. During then, Miyazaki was busting his ass every day, all day long. So when he finished it, Cowboy, you're on. The rectangle of my aspirations is completed with these 4 words. Cagliostro, Nausicaa, Laputa, and Totoro. I made what I wanted. Done with Ghibli! So he went as far as calling the disillusion of Ghibli. So he appointed a young assistant director, Naosu Katabuchi, who later creates In This Corner of the World to look after Kiki, and told someone else to make the storyboard. So Kiki's earlier designs with the long hair, they were drawn by these young animators. He said he would stick to being a producer and a screenwriter. But as a screenwriter, he had a problem. Actually, he first said he would only take part as a producer. So someone wrote the first draft, which was just unacceptable for Miyazaki. So he had to write it himself. And that's when he read the original novel. And as I told you, he didn't like it. I mean, the story was not good for making it into an anime, so he was in trouble and talked to Suzuki. You're on again. I can't! I cannot see anything good in this novel! You have to teach me Suzuki! Tomorrow morning! And now Suzuki was in trouble. He had to teach what he didn't know the next morning. Suzuki was not a pushover who would just read it because he's asked. He had other things going on, so he just browsed through it and waited for Miyazaki's interrogation next morning. Miyazaki asked, "So, did you get it? Did you?" And words just came out of Suzuki's mouth, which are written on Genius's Thought. It seems like a children's novel, but is mainly read by adult women. He starts from there. That's not even true. He's just making it up. Adult women read this because it's a story about a girl moving into a city. It's not a story of a witch, it's about women or people not confident in what they can do or have, but are still trying to make it in the city. That was a big revelation for Miyazaki. He thought he could work with that theme, so he went on with his work confidently. But his idea immediately came to a dead end, so Suzuki said, depict a girl in her adolescence, and made a big presentation about how important this is as a theme. Miyazaki replied, adolescence is not my thing, so I've never done it before. But Suzuki said, that's what makes Miyazaki's Ghibli doing this theme significant. Such a zealous presentation. But according to Mamoru Oshii, this was simply what Suzuki wanted. Suzuki is just so crazy about his daughter Mamiko, who was 13 years old back then, so he did anything to impress Mamiko. This is what Oshii said. Suzuki used his power to cast her in a Nippon television special TV program for Kiki. What a father. He also made her translate the lyrics of the song Country Road in The Whisper of the Heart to put her name on the opening credits. She even wrote lyrics for the song Futatabi, sung by Ayaka Hirahara for Spirited Away. That's how much he cherished her. This Suzuki's extreme case of nepotism is quite shocking to hear. But have you heard any criticism? No way. No one can. Oshii mentioning it as small talk is the farthest it goes. This showcases Ghibli's reign of terror over mass media. They are just too special. Not only Miyazaki's scandal, but the fact that no one dares to expose even Suzuki's daughter's scandal is quite interesting. But no matter how zealous Suzuki got, Miyazaki didn't get that 13-year-old girl adolescent stuff. So these desperate two walked around Kichijoji for over 3 hours. They went into some coffee shop where Miyazaki just uttered his anguish, saying, I can't. I just can't do this. Adolescent story? My anime has nothing to do with those adolescent sentiments. It's because I hate that adolescent stuff. Suzuki patiently told him, but we have to make a hit. And Miyazaki replied, when I was 13, I was taking care of my little brother. I even cooked because my mom was sick in bed. I was a really good child, like Shita and Nausicaa. And then he was literally at wit's end. Suzuki didn't know what to do, but Miyazaki suddenly stopped bitching and started drawing a picture on a napkin of the coffee shop. Miyazaki does not think with words, he thinks with pictures, and came up with the Miyazaki design. This is the design. It's really close to the Kiki we know. But unfortunately, the first Kiki drawing on the napkin no longer exists. This is one of the earliest drafts by Miyazaki. Her face, it's more melancholic or sadder than Kiki we know. A huge ribbon on her head. She has such short hair, so it's not even necessary. However, this represents the inspiration Miyazaki was looking for. Okay, Towelboy appears one last time. Eureka! Suzuki! A huge ribbon on the head. That's what it is. Adolescence is about having something big on the head. It's too heavy to handle by yourself. Towelboy, until we meet again. Okay, so where is it? Here it is. This is... Suzuki told this story in his interview compilation book called Blowing in the Wind, page 145. Actually, it was an episode where Suzuki misunderstood Miyazaki. Suzuki thought Miyazaki couldn't relate to adolescent girls' feelings, so he couldn't make a story about them. But he got it all wrong. Miyazaki actually did not know how to draw such a girl. He wasn't able to imagine a character reflecting all those sentiments, worries, and thoughts of a young girl of that age. But this image was a huge breakthrough. A huge ribbon on her head trying to crush her. Yes, that's how I'm drawing her. Miyazaki got the image of her, and it became so easy for him. So since then, the project Kiki progressed very smoothly. Later on, Miyazaki read the book Kiki's Delivery Service again, just to be shocked. Suzuki, you lied to me. I read the book. Where the hell is the woman struggling for independence in the city? He said to Suzuki. So, the two made an anime that hugely deviated from the original story and went to apologize to Eiko Kadono, the original author. She said she was cool with it, but when she saw the completed anime, she said, "It's not my work," in her polite tone. And after that, she never talked about the anime. In 2014, she gave permission to make a live-action film that was actually based on the novel. That's how uncomfortable she was with the anime. Okay, this is it for the hidden theme part 1 of Kiki's Delivery Service. Everybody suffers from the big ribbon on their head. Miyazaki depicted the excessively huge self-consciousness that plagues everybody. No one understands me. Why did I say such a thing? Oh my god, what a fool I am. I know I can do better. Why do I suck on the stage? I'm just better off dead. These things, these heavy burdens that try and crush you, everybody has them on their head. This huge weight, the ribbon, you don't want people to see, so you awkwardly try to hide it. Make it look at least fashionable. There is no escape. So that embarrassing, pubertal, edgy self-consciousness, Miyazaki depicted it with the huge red ribbon. And that he knew he could make. So this... In the opening scene, Kiki, before being dressed as a witch, she wears a girly outfit and already has the ribbon on. Meanwhile, her mom, Kokiri, she wears a black bandana just like her outfit. Her cloth is black and so is her bandana. I think it means the mother Kokiri, when she was 13, also had this huge red or yellow bandana on her head. As she grew up, the color turned into the witch's black and into a bandana of an adequate size. Maybe Kiki's ribbon will also turn into a smaller ribbon when she becomes an adult. So Kiki's huge red ribbon, it's not fashionable. It's Miyazaki's way of expressing the painfully embarrassing adolescent feelings. Please keep that in mind. Actually, I thought if Ghibli gave such a detailed explanation about the ribbon, there might be more to it. But it may just be me overthinking, so I won't talk about it today. I will tell you why I thought about it too much at the end of the limited part. I mean, my mind was once completely trapped in the Kiki's maze. I'll briefly tell you why that happened in the limited part. So that's it for the first mystery of the ribbon.